YouTubers, and welcome to my final classic series review for 2009. Today I am looking at the Pyramids of Mars 4th Doctor figure, which is exclusive to Forbidden Planet, and it's from one of my favourite Doctor Who stories. Pyramids of Mars is considered by many fans as one of the best. It's a fantastic story by Robert Holmes. This costume that Tom is wearing from season 13 is probably my favourite 4th Doctor costume. I love it. I love the wine coloured velvet jacket, which looks a bit brown on my camera, unfortunately, but it actually is a very sort of deep purple colour. So I'm just going to talk you through the basics of this figure. The articulation is standard. Head can do a 360 when the scarf is off. Shoulders do a 360. You've got 360 articulation at the bicep. Elbows move, 360 at the wrists. Got the hips, can go up, down, and slightly to the sides, hindered by the coat. So you've got 360 degree articulation at the thigh, and you've got articulation at the knees. So it's your basic articulation. The head sculpt is new, or at least it seems that way to me. The hat sculpt is definitely new. As you can see here, the hat is a lot different than the one we had on the season 12 4th Doctor. If I just... As you can see, hats are completely different. Different colour as well. This is a lighter brown. As you can see here, the face sculpts look slightly different. The hair is different. If you look at this original Tom, he's got a flick of hair at the top, which is separate. It doesn't show up very well on camera, unfortunately. It splits off from the main sculpt. This figure no longer has that. The head sculpt itself looks better, in my opinion. There seems to be a lot more distinction in his face. The lines around his eyes and the bags around his eyes seem a lot better than on that figure. Also, the face paint is different. The eyebrows on this figure are quite thick and black compared to that figure's, which I think looks fine. However, Tom Baker really doesn't have any eyebrows. They're so fair that there's basically really nothing there, almost. But, I mean, to paint that on a figure would look kind of odd. The arms are new. The sculpt's brand new arm sculpt to fit with the coat, which is obviously, again, a brand new sculpt. Very nice indeed. You can see all the buttons and the lapels, which are quite wide and have all more buttonholes down there. On the back, the buttons, pocket flaps, lots of creases. Really, really nice figure. And on the arms, lots of nice creases, buttons at the bottom. Really nice. The trousers on this figure, the legs in general, are the same as on the original. The shoes are also the same, but darker. The scarf, this is different as well to the original figure. Now, obviously this is season 12, that's season 13. Now, between that time, from season 12 to season 13, bits of the original scarf, as portrayed on this figure, were removed and cut out just because, I don't know, Tom had stepped on it, it was falling apart in places. So bits were removed. So the pattern didn't really change a lot, it just sort of moved down slightly. Now, this has thankfully been captured on the Pyramids of Mars Tom. So you've still got the purple here, that's the same. Notice here that the grey on this figure is now gone from here. So that's all very well. That's good that they've got the colour right. Unfortunately, because on this scarf for this season, bits of the scarf were removed, that's obviously the scarf should be shorter. Unfortunately, the toy scarf is the exact same sculpt as the original scarf, So, although they've got the colours right, they've had to elongate the sections to make it fit the scarf, which obviously isn't right, because you've got sections on here which are now a lot bigger than what they are on the original, when technically it's actually the same scarf. Which brings me to this point. If this was the original release from Wave 1, the 4th Doctor Adventure set came with its own 4th Doctor. The scarf was considerably shorter than the original. So why not use the short scarf sculpt and paint it with the Pyramids of Mars scarf colours? That logically would have been the way to go. Another thing that irritates me. What have they done? They've not painted the back of the scarf. Why? Cut corners, that's why. Keep costs down. Another difference with this figure is, of course, the waistcoat, which Tom started to wear in season 13, and I think he wore it then all the way up till season 15, and then it sort of faded away. Nice, very nice pattern that they've painted on. Exactly, well, I say, sort of very close to the original waistcoat, if you just see that there. If I just hoist this up to my Tom Baker standee here, and there's the waistcoat itself. So it's very similar. On screen it does seem that these thicker stripes are brown as opposed to grey, but yeah, it's very close. It's very good. The cravat is also nicely sculpted as it was in Pyramids of Mars, the orangey colour. So it's all very nice. So, a lot of... Oh, and of course, accessories. Sonic screwdriver, same as the original. Seems slightly larger, and the paint of the red is now matte red, rather than the original dark glossy red. And it also comes with this. But this is very nice. This is obviously what the Doctor uses to destroy Sutekh with at the end of Pyramids of Mars. I'll send him back in time anyway. Very nicely sculpted. Nice little addition. It wouldn't be something that I would have expected to come with it. Mine's slightly warped, unfortunately. So I might stick that in boiling water and reshape it slightly. But yeah, very nice. Lots of nice sculpted buttons and things and little levers. Can you take the head off? Yes, you can. The head works with the same function as the original, and you can take it off. Look at that. This is really good. The collar of Tom's shirt is slightly rubbery, and it can be sort of bent back a bit. And it just shows you how much detail has gone into the sculpt. Even though it's hidden by the scarf, they still kept that and painted it. So this does mean you can put the solemn head from this figure on top. So there we have Tom with the solemn head. Looks quite good like that. If you're a customizer, you may be interested in doing this. I did it with my my spare season 12 4th Doctor heads, and do a swap. Have solemn face with the hat and smiling face without the hat. The final thoughts. My favourite Tom costume, and I like the figure so much. It's easily my favourite 4th Doctor figure. I've never been overly keen on his early costume. It's good, but I do prefer the long velvet jacketed version. It is $14.99, I think. Maybe a bit cheaper actually. So it is expensive because it's an exclusive, but it is worth it. So thank you guys, thank you for watching. My next review shall be, well, it shall be in January, and it will be of the classic series Wave 2 action figures.